You know that woman who walks into a place and everyone looks discreetly? Curiously, she's not wearing anything expensive. In fact, she knows some visual elegance codes that almost no one notices. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what these codes are. When you understand these details, people start perceiving you in a completely different way. Come with me. Trick 1. The secret of proportions. Look. There's something I discovered watching women who seem naturally elegant. They're almost always balancing volumes. Imagine two women in a restaurant. One is wearing wide pants with a loose blouse. The other is wearing wide pants with a fitted blouse. Even without being able to explain why, everyone finds the second one more elegant. When you balance volumes, one piece voluminous, the other fitted, you create a harmonious silhouette that naturally draws attention. Wide leg pants pair with a structured blouse. Voluminous dress, a belt defining the waist, flowing midi skirt, fitted blouse, tucked in. And here's a detail few people notice. When you balance proportions, you look taller. People's eyes flow better over your entire body. Next time you choose a voluminous piece, ask, where's the balance? But there's a trick that makes any look even more sophisticated. Trick 2, the third element. Now comes something many women do without realizing, and it makes all the difference. Have you noticed that looks that seem most thought out always have three main elements? I'm not talking about 3 pieces of clothing. I'm talking about 3 points of visual interest. Imagine you're wearing a simple black dress. Pretty, but basic. You add a delicate necklace. Better. Now you add a structured bag. Done. The look gained completeness. Or think of this other example. Jeans, white blouse, and beige blazer. 3 elements. Tailored pants, shirt, and statement shoes. 3 elements. Know what happens when you have only 2 elements? The look feels incomplete. 4 or 5. It's confusing, cluttered. The secret is in 3. It's the magic number of elegance. And look how interesting. These 3 elements don't need to compete. One can be neutral, another can have texture, and the third brings personality. For example, black pants, neutral, silk blouse, texture, gold earrings, personality. When you master this, you'll never leave home feeling like something's missing from your outfit. But there's a detail about shoes almost no one knows. Trick 3, the magic of nude shoes. Let me tell you something that completely changed how I put together outfits. Nude shoes in your skin color are the secret code to looking taller and more elegant instantly. Know why? Because they create an uninterrupted visual line. The eye doesn't stop at the foot. It flows from ankle to floor, creating the illusion of infinite legs. Imagine you're at a family lunch, wearing a navy midi skirt and nude shoes. Your sister-in-law has the same skirt with black shoes. Guess who looks more elongated? You. And the most interesting part, nude shoes work with absolutely everything. Colorful dress works. Monochromatic look works. Jeans and blouse works. But attention, the ideal nude is the one closest to your skin. It's not universal beige. It's the tone that disappears on your body. For light skin, a rosy nude. Medium skin, brownish nude. Dark skin, deep caramel or brown. When you get the tone right, people can't explain why you look so elegant. They just notice you look taller, more elongated, more sophisticated. Now, speaking of looks that elongate, there's one specific piece that works magic. Trick 4, perfect jeans. Let's talk about jeans, because this is the piece most women wear wrong. Know what the secret is to jeans that look expensive and elegant? 3 details: high waist, straight or slightly tapered cut, and the right length. You walk into a store, the saleswoman treats you with more attention. Why? Because the right jeans completely change how people perceive you. High waist defines the waist in the right place and elongates the legs. It's visual mathematics. Straight or tapered cut creates a clean line without unnecessary volume. Your body looks elongated and proportional. Right length. The jeans can't drag on the floor or show too much ankle. The ideal is they end exactly where the shoe begins. And here's a common mistake. Many women buy jeans by brand, but don't pay attention to the fit. A $75 pair of jeans that fits perfectly looks more expensive than designer jeans in the wrong cut for you. Elegance isn't in the price, it's in the fit. When you find the perfect jeans, you notice the difference immediately. You feel more confident. You walk differently. People look at you differently. And what if I told you there's a technique that multiplies the power of any piece you already have? Trick 5, the power of monochrome. Here's a code stylists use all the time, and you can apply tomorrow. Monochromatic looks. A single color from head to toe. Sounds simple? It is, but the impact is huge. Imagine arriving at an event all in beige. Beige pants, light beige blouse, nude shoes, caramel bag. Everyone notices. Not because you're calling attention, but because you look extremely refined. Monochrome creates an uninterrupted visual line. The eye has nowhere to stop. You look taller, slimmer, more elegant. But there are some secrets. First, vary the textures. Tailored pants, knit blouse, leather shoes, all in the same color family, but with different textures. Second, you can play with tones of the same color. A lighter beige, a caramel, a light brown. As long as they're in the same family, it works. Third, the colors that work best are beige, white, black, gray, navy, and earth tones. When you master monochrome, you discover a shortcut to elegance. It's like you're always dressed with intention, always looking more sophisticated. But there's one small accessory that has giant power. Trick 6, the magic scarf. Now comes one of the most underrated codes of elegance, the silk scarf. Have you noticed how French women always look chic? One of their favorite tools is the scarf. And I'm not talking about wearing a scarf on your head, like in the 50s. I'm talking about adding a small scarf at the neck, on the bag strap, at the wrist, or even tied in the hair in a modern way. You have a basic look, jeans and white blouse. You add a printed silk scarf at the neck, tied casually. Done. The look went from basic to sophisticated. The scarf does 3 things at once: adds color, texture, and refined personality. And the most interesting part, silk scarves don't need to be expensive. You can find beautiful options at thrift stores, department stores, and even budget shops. The secret is in how you use it. Loosely tied at the neck, elegant and relaxed. On the bag strap, adds color and sophistication. As a belt, creative and chic. In the hair, Parisian and modern. When you add a scarf to your look, you automatically look like someone who understands style. It's a visual code that communicates refinement. Have at least 2 scarves, one neutral with classic print and one colorful. They'll transform all your basic looks. And now, the last code. This one makes the final difference. Before we move on to the next trick, have you ever imagined walking into a place and noticing people looking at you with admiration? And suddenly, you realize someone turns to her friend and whispers, "Wow, what an elegant woman." What if I told you that you can trigger that exact same reaction? I created a guide with 15 strategic pieces that generate over 150 tried and tested outfit combinations that I've personally worn, and that get exactly those reactions from people. All you have to do is copy and paste exactly as I show you. These are combinations that make you look polished, even in jeans and a basic tee. You know that woman who always looks flawless, even just running to the grocery store? That's the vibe you're going to give off. The link to the guide with all 150 looks is in the pinned comment and in the description. And if you're watching on your TV, just scan the QR code on the screen. Trick 7, gold accessories. And here's the secret many elegant women use without realizing. Gold accessories. Gold has a special quality. It warms any look. It brings luminosity to the face. It communicates refinement instantly. Imagine you're in a work meeting. 2 women are wearing similar outfits, blazer and pants. One has no accessories. The other is wearing small gold earrings and a delicate gold watch. Guess who looks more polished? The second one. But attention, I'm not talking about wearing a lot of gold. I'm talking about strategic touches. A pair of thin gold hoops, a delicate necklace, a watch, minimalist rings. And here's the code. Gold works best when it's discreet and good quality, or looks like it. Avoid very flashy costume jewelry or too shiny gold. Prefer subtle, satin, elegant gold tones. Gold works with absolutely everything. Casual looks, formal, monochromatic, colorful. When you wear gold accessories, you look more complete. It's the final touch that elevates any outfit. Start simple, a pair of gold earrings and a watch. That already changes everything. Recapping, balanced proportions. The third element, nude shoes, perfect jeans, monochromatic looks, silk scarves, and gold accessories. These are the codes that separate an ordinary look from one that makes you seem naturally elegant. And most importantly, none of them depend on having a lot of money or expensive clothes. They depend on understanding how to create visual harmony. When you master this, you walk into any place with confidence. People treat you differently, you feel different, and you probably already have everything you need in your closet. The question is knowing how to combine it. Tell me in the comments, which of these codes do you already use, and which will you test first? If you want to discover more elegance codes, stay on the channel because there's much more coming.